This is the Global Economic Commodities Scrap Metal and Recycling Report by our Bentley roll-off trailers and lugger trucks, November 22nd, 2021. U.S. weekly crude steel production rose to 1.856 million tons as supply and demand are getting closer as the economy grows. The U.S. dollar index, that's the U.S. dollar against other global currencies, it strengthened to 96.07, the highest since July 2020. Importantly, this is on the bet that the U.S. strong economy will bring faster interest rate hikes. The strong U.S. dollar overall, but not always, brings lower commodity prices. WTI crude oil price fell to $76.10 a barrel, a 7-week low on the strong U.S. dollar and demand concerns. The market is also concerned about a coordinated release of oil reserves by major countries, which would lower prices. The U.S. weekly oil production fell to 11.4 million barrels per day, a huge 1.7 million barrels per day off from March 2020. Less production brings higher oil price. Oil companies are maximizing the price to get a higher stock price. Exxon stock has about doubled in the past 18 months. The U.S. weekly oil rig count rose to 461, well off the highs of 2014, 2018, and even 2020. Oil companies are keeping the production low to get the higher prices as we discussed. Scrap steel number one, HMS price was steady at $465 a gross ton. Importantly, there is price pressure building for December, so it could be up $20 a gross ton or more. Hot rolled coil steel price fell to $88 per hundredweight, which is $17.60 a ton, the lowest in 4.5 months on steady demand and good supply. Copper price fell to $4.40 a pound, near a 1-month low. Long-term demand forecasts remain strong as we move to a carbon-free world. Aluminum price fell to $1.20 a pound, which is $26.45 a metric ton, near an 11-week low. This was on a strong U.S. dollar and weaker demand in China. China October industrial production rose 3.5% above last year and 0.39% above September, which is actually not shown here. This was despite lockdowns, high material costs, and supply shortages. U.S. October retail sales surged 1.7%, the strongest gain since March. This was on early holiday shopping, higher gasoline prices, and more appliance purchases. U.S. October industrial production. It rose 5.15% above last year, which was 1.6% above September, which again isn't shown here. This was partly due to the recovery from Hurricane Ida. Note it was trending down since mid-2018 and crashed in March 2020. U.S. October home building permits rose to 1.65 million annualized, with more upside. This was helped by lower lumber prices and continued low interest rates. U.S. weekly initial unemployment claims fell to 268,000, a new pandemic low. Great news is that under 300,000 is considered a good labor market, with 250,000 ideal. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 498 points to 35,602, the lowest in 3 weeks. This was on concerns over the COVID resurgence in Europe. But, as a positive, there was record U.S. air travel on Friday since March 2020, and also as a positive, U.S. companies' profits remain very strong and inflation seems to have peaked. This led the S&P and NASDAQ hitting new records last week. Tarp system and tarp parts for sale. Call us or buy at Ben Lee's online parts store 24/7. Pioneer, Rollright, US Tarp, Donovan, and more. Buy tarps, arms, cylinders, motors, and valves. As always, feel free to call or email me with any questions, and we hope all have a safe and profitable week.